Welcome to the Money Tree Real Estate Investor Podcast, where we learn from real estate professionals across the industry. They will share about how they got into real estate, the big wins they have celebrated, the mistakes they have made along the way, and the advice they have for anyone following in their footsteps. Money really does grow on trees. Hey everybody, it's William Holland here for another episode of the Money Tree Real Estate Investor Podcast. I've got a special guest today, Nick Tinch. So he lives in Virginia. He is a Christian. He's an author. He's a father. Real estate investor as well. He's a man that wears many hats. So Nick, I'd love to hear a little bit about what you got going on these days.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you, William, for having me. I really appreciate it, man, and love what you're doing, things like that, and especially representing believers in the business. I call myself a Christian business executive. That I'm proud to stand on Christian principles and values. But nothing much. The market is interesting that we know of. Deals are shy. You need to know some wholesalers. So working on some wholesaling deals. I have 2 deals that I'm looking to fix and flip within the next quarter. And actually one I'm looking to work on now. And that's it, man. Just trying to see what's going to happen in the next 2 quarters, the next couple of quarters throughout the year. This currency thing that we have going on. I still tell people to buy real estate. You can't get away from it. It's a great asset to have. And historically, it has always, proven to have a great return on it, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah. Been reading a lot of articles. I'm sure one of the things that you were kind of talking about just now was that China and Brazil recently struck a deal that did not include the U.S. dollar as the exchange currency. So that's an interesting thing.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. We are supposed to be, I think, due to some issues that we're currently having inside of our family, but we are, I believe, one of the lights of the world that God has allowed us to be as the United States. And I think to a certain degree, we have gotten away from that. So I believe this is kind of like a warning to us. I still do believe that we are one of the beacons of the world. And I do believe that we are, as a country, as an asset to be partnered with. So hopefully what's happening in the world is just maybe a warning, if that makes sense, to everybody, in a sense of, but I know we're still going to be here, right? If that makes sense. I don't think the dollar is going anywhere. The relationships that we have, the assets that we own, that's known and unknown. But I think it's something that, is just happening, right? Similar to COVID. We couldn't control it. There's nothing we could do about it. But we just have to wait and see what happened. I'm a businessman. My goal is to do business globally one day. So, and I know we have diversified funds in our country. So we don't just have the dollar. We don't just have gold. We don't just have diamonds. We have real estate. We have stocks and bonds in other countries. And this country is very diversified as an organization and as a country. So I think that, we just have to sit back and just see what happened. But we're well established as a company and a country, globally. So we'll be okay.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, something that I try to just describe or go forward with is, I think it's wise to invest in all cycles of the market.
Mm-hmm.
Like if that's in the stock market, it's hard to know when the dip is going to happen, when that low point is going to happen. And so, the way that I think about it, whether I buy on this side of the dip or this side of the dip, long term, Lord willing, you buy the right companies, you do your homework, and it's going to go up over time. And I think, real estate is the same way. We've definitely seen some prices being lowered. We've seen the interest rates going up, but with the right market, with the right team, I think that it's still there's still good buys out there. And that's what I'm, that's the deals that I'm trying to put together and pursue right now.
Yeah, and I'll tell anybody, just take their time. Real estate is one of those businesses or assets that they're not going anywhere. We're still, I think, 6 million homes shy in the United States. We still have, I would say I'm in my 40s. I'm be 44 coming up. So we still have your age group and the 30-year-olds and the 22-year-olds. And, that's still a wave of buyers, right? That's going to be coming in. And then some people, I think, because of what's being posted on social media and the benefit of owning a house or doing house hacking, I think a lot of young folks are starting to see the benefit of owning a property or owning an asset. But you know what? I'm not going to buy a single family home because I'm not ready for a wife or kids, or I'm not ready for a husband, or I'm not ready for my partner. I think a lot of folks are saying, you know what, hell, I'll just buy I'll buy a duplex, or I'll buy a 4 apartment building, which you still can purchase with an FHA loan. And you still
Hmm.
can have that apartment feeling like I don't have the responsibility, but you own an asset, and then a year or two, when you do get ready, or 3 years or 5 years, when you do get ready to make that mature level or that next level in your life, right? Of getting married or getting your partner or whatever the case may be. I think you have an asset. You can still also to requalify for the FHA loan, right? And now you have an asset, you have your primary home, and then you just go from there. So, real estate, we actually need to catch up, to be honest with you. Um, we need to catch up dramatically in this country, but I think it'll give us opportunity to start back manufacturing things here in house, from housing to cars to, you know, items that we buy online, and redirecting some of that, money back into the country versus sending it out.
Yeah, no, I think that's completely true. With all that being said, that's one reason I like doing this podcast is
Mhm.
getting to hear different strategies
Yeah. Mhm.
on what people are doing with real estate, and that's the whole point. There's not one right way to do real estate. There's not
Mhm.
one right way to do investing.
Yep.
And I just think it's really cool. So I'm actually house hacking right now,
See there?
and since I quit
I
my
didn't know
job,
you were
if
there.
yeah, exactly. Since I quit my job a few months ago, I
Which I'm
was
so
living
proud
in
of
the
you.
the master bedroom,
Yeah.
and it's a 4 bedroom, but it has two living rooms. And so
Wow.
a way to lower my monthly payment, since I don't have a steady stream of income at the moment, I ended up renting out the master bedroom, and
Mhm.
now I'm living in the second living room. So
Mhm.
I'm getting real creative over here these
But here's the
days.
thing, though. I would say, far as for where you are in life, just enjoy it. When I was
Yeah.
21, I bought my first house, and I was trying to be 35 at 21. And I really wish I would have did what you did. I really wish I would have went back, finished graduate school when I was 22, 23, right? And um, prepared myself. I was too busy trying to move too quickly,
Hmm.
and enjoy having roommates, enjoy having the life experiences of we're eating tacos tonight, or we're having everybody over, and or your roommate is aggravating you because they have company and they pay rent too, and or
Hmm.
you're in your space. So I would say I'm proud of you that you did the house hacking, because that was the best thing to do for a guy your age. And all you're really doing is setting yourself up, for the next phase of your life, right? So, you're in a really, really good space right now. You
Yeah,
may not think so, but you're in a really good space, you know.
absolutely. Yeah. So kind of, we talked about it a little bit before. So in addition, that was 2021. I bought this house, and then last year I was able to start investing in other people's real estate deals. So I
Mhm.
invested passively,
Mhm.
and I also ended up investing actively. So I help with asset management, and then I raised a little bit of capital.
Mhm.
And at this point, so when I quit my job a couple months ago, my goal was to kind of just continue to raise capital for other
Yeah.
people's deals. And I've kind of shifted gears to building relationships with brokers and
Mhm.
trying to put my own offer together on a really large apartment complex.
Yeah,
So
well, good. And make sure you reach out to Terrence Murphy. Remember, we talked about him because you guys went
I,
to the same university. Yeah, make sure you
yes,
reach out
sir.
to him. And then also too, if you're ever looking to get into the real, if somebody ever calls you, and I may call you, of lending in the Richmond market or the DMV market or whatever, you need somebody to go by, take videos and pictures and stuff, and to kind of keep an eye on it. Let me know. So if somebody ever call you from the DMV market, just let me know.
Yeah.
We can kind of keep an eye on it from you from that standpoint. And I'm always looking at different lenders and things like that for small deals, something under 200K. So, but my entry into real estate, I was, because I don't think we talked about this, was when I was 21 years old. I bought my first house. I've been in real estate for a minute. I say over 10 years. Um, I say 10 years. Sometimes, it just, sometimes I actively flipping five, but buying, acquiring 10. Um, and it's something that I most likely am proud that I kind of jumped into. I didn't jump in as a realtor. I wanted to jump in on the investor side. I regret not becoming a realtor, and it's something that I'm considering changing probably like in the next 2 months or 3 months,
Okay.
for the simple fact of having access to the MLS, and then also to leveraging the realtor's net um, their circle, their environment. I can't think of the word right now, but due to
Yeah.
just leveraging those relationships, as an investor, I overlooked the power of realtors, and I so regret it. What I would do, I would do a deal. I would just pass it off to one of my realtor buddies, and I say, "Hey, just sell the house. I don't want to deal with it. I'm on to the next." The thing for me, it wasn't the 3% commission. It's more so to the network of realtors and the learning. One thing that I believe we have to get away from what we think is now traditional learning. Watching short-term videos on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube is not really extensive learning. We need to get back to the foundation and the fundamentals of learning, and that's
Mm.
being part also too of uh, you know groups and things. Another thing that I found out that I'm going to be doing more in this season is joint venture deals, JV deals. Before I wasn't looking to do joint venture deals. For now, I'm like, you know what? Why not? I can do joint venture deals. I can kind of they make money, I make money. Whether I'm the contractor, whether I'm the project manager, or whether you find some locally and we say, okay, well, we got a 4 apartment building here. You know what? Let's go in on it together. Let's
Yeah.
flip it, or let's keep it. Let's put it in a business name. We'll keep it, and it's something that I own. We own to the side. So I'm understanding the power of joint venture deals in today's market, right? Versus where we were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And that's it, man. And the market here is very good. The entry point is also amazing, and you get opportunity to do great things and change communities. I have changed the comps and the ARVs in communities just by doing one house here, a house a half a mile down the street, quarter of a mile down the street, and you change the comps in the area and you end up giving back to communities. So very proud of that. I kind of like that. You kind of, that's kind of my way of giving back, investing
Mm.
in real estate to invest in communities and people. Yeah.
Passive investors in real estate are able to receive a check every month. Some people call that mailbox money. We say money really does grow on trees. Visit the website at biggerpictureholdings.com, where we have a ton of free resources to help you learn more about planting your very own money tree.
I know we talked a lot about real estate today, and obviously that's the main purpose of the show. But you're authoring a book right now that I think would be really cool to discuss a little bit as well. We talked about it before the show.
Yeah.
So I think it's easy, especially as entrepreneurs,
Mhm.
as people that are constantly building that network and meeting new people, like you mentioned earlier. It's so easy to just get caught up in saying yes to everything and being pulled in a lot of different directions.
Yeah.
And I think you're writing a book that kind of talks about that
Mhm.
and has some insight. So I'd love to hear, how you handle, all the flood of information and the flood of opportunities that are coming your way.
Yeah. Well, it came by making a lot of mistakes, to be honest with you. And I learned shortly in the past 7 months, where setting boundaries, saying no, spiritual development, physical development, personal development is very important. And what I received out of all of that was like, it's okay to say no. It's okay to tell people I can't do it. This isn't the right time. And I learned this through my spiritual compass, through my relationship with God. And a lot of times, just because He's not giving me something in this season, that doesn't mean He's saying no. He's just telling me to wait, right?
Mhm.
So for me, it's not that I'm necessarily sometime 100% telling someone no. It's just like, well, this isn't the right time. And I think that comes with maturity over the course of you learning and making mistakes and going through life and having success, and things like that. So the book is going to be on how to say no, understanding and maximizing the word no. Should be out hopefully in May, and I'm excited about it. And it's just going to give probably 100 plus pages of how to basically utilize the skill set of saying no. You as a leader, you as a parent, you as a wife, you as a husband, you as a business owner, um, and you as a brother or sister, because sometimes you have to tell your family no, that can be the hardest part.
Mm.
I have had to do that. I had to. One of my uncles wanted to come up here. My mom just booked a plane ticket, and I'm not a mama's boy, but I love my mom. We cool, right? But I'm not a mama's boy, so she's a little spoiled. So she just booked a ticket for my uncle to come see me. Now
Okay.
everybody in my family knows I'm busy, and she didn't tell me. She didn't call me or nothing. She just booked a ticket.
Yeah.
So my uncle called me and said, "Hey, I'm coming up there to see you." I'm like, it was like on a Monday. He's coming up Friday. Long story short, what I said, at first I was like, okay, no problem. All right, cool. I talked to my twin sister, and then I call him back like on Wednesday. I'm like, Uncle Kent, which is one of my favorite uncles. I'm like, nah, this isn't a good time. I'm supposed to be out of town. I like working. I'm doing these deals. I think I was clearing some land at the time too.
Mm.
And I'm like, it's just not the right time. So I had to tell him no. And it was very hard for me to do. And then my mom called me like 3 weeks later talking about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, I kind of had to tell, Uncle Kent that, I couldn't host him or him come up here. And everybody was like, oh, okay, no problem. And I was afraid, but everybody was like, oh, no problem. Like, we know you're busy. We know you. Like everybody knows Nick is doing something at all times, right? And this is what they see. This isn't what they see.
Yeah.
I'm probably doing, people see 20% of what I'm doing. There's a whole nother
Yeah.
percent I don't show.
Right. Of
That's just
course.
facts. There's another 80% I don't show. So what they do see is like, or what I may talk to them about. So I had to tell my uncle, oh no, my uncle Kent. And then I learned out like there's power in this word. And then and the stuff I've been going through. So it hit and I kind of write what falls on my heart. I don't just write to write. It has to be, I have to be spiritually moved to write, right? So it's not like something I just do just to do, or just to say I have 13 books or 8 books or 10 books. It has to
Mhm.
be spiritually led for me to do it. The same way when I was, if I would teach a class at the church, the same way how I write, it has to be spiritually led. So
Yeah.
I try to write based around that, my relationship, and my spiritual compass. Um, and I kind of take it from there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I think that's really cool too. I want to always be growing my real estate expertise, but real estate is not like the pinnacle of what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I would say like the foundation is Jesus, so it's like
Yep.
I love real well,
Love it.
let me be
Love it.
honest, I love real
I
estate.
love it.
I
I
do.
love real estate. I love it. I love it. I love
I mean, you got the strategy, you got the mathematical analysis, you got the network and building relationships, it's just awesome. So
ministry. Like it's
it
what you
is.
do
It
if you
really is.
if you were the campus pastor at a church, or if you
Yeah.
were, one of the guests at the front door. It's really ministry, because you get a chance, to network with all types of people, and I just like it, man. So you just get a chance to be open and talk to people and have fun and laugh, and the real estate is just the product of relationships. That's all.
Yeah. That's so true. So good.
Yep.
Well, Nick, I want to end with two last questions for you. What's a lesson learned or something that you could just caution investors about, as they get into real estate, whether passively or actively, or just a lesson that you've learned or something you wish you would have done differently?
Mhm. Well, I would say mentorship is always important. Your circle determines a lot, so make sure you're around good people. Also, to make sure that you enjoy where you are and not try to rush it. Take pictures, record what you're doing, journal. I'm doing a manifestation book now. I'm trying to do more. And as a man, we're not taught to really be inward or to deal with emotions. We're taught to kind of push them off.
Mm-hmm.
So I would tell someone to get connected to themselves, and then I always ask people to do EQ, emotional intelligence. Why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing it
Mm-hmm.
to try to prove to someone? Or are you doing it trying to prove something to yourself? For a long time in real estate, I was doing a lot of stuff to prove stuff to people and to myself. Now I'm at a space that I don't necessarily need to do that. right? You end up getting accolades, but then when you find out accolades aren't what you think they are, you kind of get disappointed.
Mm.
So enjoy the process. Make sure it's what you enjoy doing, and make sure you're helping people. That's what I would say. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that. And that's something I can say honestly about like where I've been and where I'm going now is I don't even know. Honestly, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what the destination
No,
is.
we none of us.
But I'm having a lot of fun on the journey,
Yeah.
you know, and
Just enjoy it. Yeah. I'm telling you, and it's crazy because something 10 years ago, I don't even remember it. I'm getting, I say I'm getting older, but I don't remember someone I was 34, when I was 24.
mhm,
So something that you're taking very seriously now, mental health is real. You have to take care of yourself mentally, physically. Eating healthy is real. And so enjoy the process, and what you're going through now, you're not even going to remember it in 5 years, 2 years. You won't even think
mm,
about it. You'd be like what? You like, I don't even remember. Like, what are you talking about? I don't remember it.
yeah,
So,
for real.
mhm.
Well, last thing, I want to just shine the spotlight on you and hear about some of your proudest accomplishments so far.
My two daughters. That's it. My two babies.
Mm. How old are they now?
3 years old and 6.
Okay.
3 and 6. Yep. I never wanted children. To be honest with you, I end up having them. The best thing ever. Best thing ever. You can own stuff. You can have property. I own commercial. I own land. Things like that. We can talk about touch points of somebody's career. You know, everybody has those touch points. The biggest thing for me right now is my daughters and enjoying life. And enjoying life. That's the biggest. That I think that's it. And then also too, I know how to live now. I don't have to spend a lot of money. I don't have to drive the biggest car. I don't have to wear. I wear shirts like I got this from Target. I go get my initials put on it. I wear Target clothes, but I love watches and I love tennis shoes.
Yeah.
So I'm at a place where I don't have to walk around all the time. You know, I walk around with a backpack and a computer, and I can work from anywhere. And I understand the value of time, and I understand the value of little people. That's what I call them, children. So that's the best thing for me is my kids, and then of course my relationship with God. But that's just fundamental. That's just the foundation. So my
Yeah.
my girls, my babies. That's it.
That's awesome, Nick. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you today and hear your
Thank you, man.
story. I'm so glad that we know each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Look forward to talking to you soon, and keep up the good work. I'm very proud of you.
Like and subscribe below. A new episode will air every Tuesday at 7 a.m. Are you looking for more content? Visit our website, biggerpictureholdings.com. And remember, money really does grow on trees.